Bungbura, a sleepy little coastal town just north of the New South Wales border in Queensland, Australia. Calling this place home is 345 resident locals that live here to get away from the frantic hustle and bustle of the city. The locals mainly consist of young families and retirees, but there is one person that stands out of all the locals living in Bungbura. In fact, he would stand out in any small town or any large city around the world. This is because his father was Darth Vader. This is Phil Vader, the forgotten son of Darth Vader, and today we will be taking on a journey to see what life is like through Phil Vader's eyes. Phil, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Phil Vader. I've been living in Bungbura for about 15 years now. My father was Darth Vader, as many of you would know. My brother also, Luke Skywalker. He's the famous one, the one that everybody likes, basically. I moved here 15 years ago, basically, to get out of the limelight, if you would, and try to keep myself secluded and covered up, basically. But I feel now is the time for myself to come out of my shell and basically tell people my story and who I am and what I stand for.
As you can see, Phil does take a lot of resemblance from his father, and a lot of people do get them confused. Phil finds this as a burden, as he does not like what his father has done in the past, and doesn't wish to follow his father's footsteps. Phil, could you tell us a bit about your helmet? We do see it often resembles your father's appearance. How does this come to be?
Well, I was born like this appearance. I was born as a baby with this helmet on. What I'm trying to say is basically I came out of my mother's womb with the helmet. But, as you may notice, my brother does not wear a helmet, or was not born with a helmet. It's basically because, much like AIDS or any other disease that's passed down through the blood, it's a 50-50 chance whether you get the helmet or you don't get the helmet.
Does it bother you that you look like your father?
I suppose in some sense it does. Basically, because I really do want to be my own individual. I don't want to be shrouded by my father and what he has done. I don't particularly like what he did in the past. I'm not part of the dark side of the Force, as many of you would know. My father was on the dark side. I just really want to get about my own life and really just try and stay away from all those things.
Phil Vader does really live an extraordinary life. The helmet never comes off, it stays on 24 hours a day. He is not allowed near water as it may interfere with the program functions on his chest. This means when it rains he must stay indoors. He can't bathe like everybody else, and he doesn't know how to swim. In fact, if he was to do one backstroke, it would kill him. Phil, it seems that, well, quite frankly, that you are allergic to water. Could you talk to us a bit about this? Like, how is it that you clean yourself and bathe and so forth?
Well, to clean myself, I use a fairly high-tech system of wet wipes. I basically start from my neck and head on down towards my feet, just rubbing in a circular motion with wet wipes all over my body. It really does take no time at all, and within a couple of seconds I am dry and I smell like insect repellent. Oh, and I use alcohol gel for my penis.
Because of years and years of staring eyes, Phil Vader has developed an anxiety of stepping out in public. Going to the shops is a monumental task for him, one that he does not enjoy. Phil, tell us a bit about what it's like for you to go shopping or simply go out in public. Do you feel comfortable doing such things?
Not particularly. I mean, it can be done. As you can see, I do go shopping, but it's not the best thing for me. I do get the shakes, a large amount of anxiety, and eventually, on occasional times, I do lose my bowels. They give way, if you would, and make quite a mess. But yeah, it's something I have to do, and I have to keep on doing to get used to it eventually. And I do believe within time I will get over it and be able to go out in public whenever I like with no worries at all.
So why make an appearance now? What has driven you to come out of your shell?
Well, all my life people have told me to follow my father's footsteps and take on to the dark side. But I've always wanted to become a world-class singer. And just one day I was watching American Idol, and then came out Fantasia, and she just inspired me to fulfill my dreams and my destiny. And I feel with me being cooped up inside a house all the time and hiding myself and who I am is not necessarily helping me become the world-class singer that I want to be.
Unfortunately, this is where we had to cut the interview short. Phil later told me the reason why he had to leave was because of all the talking of going out in public had made him nervous, and that he had defecated in his pants. With the knowledge of our interview being cut short, Phil had invited us to come over his place later that night for us to witness the making of his album and to meet the man that will make him a star, Andy Christo.
Hi, I'm Andy Christo, music producer / songwriter. I was lucky enough to meet Phil Vader in 2002. 2004.
Yes.
Right about the era of the massive auto-tune wave where Akon and T-Pain were going auto-tune robotics. There seemed to be some sort of appeal here to Philip because of his vocal restrictions, per se.
Well, actually, it was more the point that mine was natural, and it wasn't mimicked by any outside computer or source. As you can see, my voice box here, it's quite unique in the fact that it can change my voice to a different pitch. Sorry.
No, absolutely. Well, I guess it was an inspiration to him watching all these people make these musical people that can't sing. No offense to Phil, who obviously can sing, due to the box thing there. It's sort of like a talk box there. So we've just been working on some ideas, some fresh sounds. We've gone through some funk, some thrash metal, and we're just trying to find Philip's niche, his pigeonhole, where we're going to place him, and it's been quite an experience.
Well, I actually think that my niche, my sound would actually be super hardcore techno death metal / country folk alt reggae, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's quite a blend. It's an infusion. We call it an infused version of. It's Vaderfunk. It's actually called Vaderfunk, but
yeah, Vaderfunk. That's what we call it.
It's Vaderfunk. So there's a new album coming out soon. It's called Phil Vader. See you later.
You see, I very much like that line because you have Vader and it rhymes with later. Yes.
He's he's a lyricist. He's very switched on.
Yes, like give me my cat back, you batting cat man. Yes.
Yes. So yeah,
Well,
it's been a pleasure working with him, and we hope to see him in the studio a little less often because of how good he is. You know, we don't want to see him in here all the time. That would be too much for the vocals. But we're happy to have him nonetheless, Mr. Vader.
Thank you.
It's been an experience.
Yes, but don't forget though, because if you mess up,
yeah, no.
Sorry.
That's not working. So does that ever work when he does that? Not at all. It's not working for you either? Yeah, it's alright, buddy.
It's like I said, I've gotten soft.
Yeah,
It was apparent that this man was taking advantage of Phil and that he had no idea what was going on.
Mr. Vader.
Phil insisted that we listen to some of the tracks that they have recorded and to witness the magic in the studio. But it's far from any of the magic that you would see a magician perform.
Thank you.
Yes. Brilliant, Mr. Vader. Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic. Please come in and have a listen.
With our time with Phil nearing to an end, we asked him if he had anything less to say before we leave.
Luke Skywalker sits down when he pees.